Well, good afternoon, everyone. You must be the resilient crowd here because at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 on a Friday, I think, and after 2 days of conference, I admire people who can still come to a discussion like this. Basically, I am �W𝐿𝐿. I am the non-executive chairman of Malta Enterprise, which means I have an excellent team at Malta Enterprise who does all the work, and I normally come and boast with what I do, or rather with what they do, but I pretend I did it all myself. Well, Malta Enterprise has been around for around 60 years. It's the investment promotion arm of the Maltese government, which is the economic development agency equivalent in other countries. Our economy in Malta is varied. It has various pillars, including tourism, including the financial services, but an important pillar is still the manufacturing industry. It still employs around 10% of the population, of the working population. The population is around 500,000, the working population is around 220,000. So there are still around 22,000 directly employed in the manufacturing industry. And an important sector within the manufacturing industry is actually the pharmaceutical industry, which includes also life sciences and technology companies based in the health and medical sector. We have API manufacturing in Malta. Companies like �၀𝐸𝐿 and 𝐼𝐸𝐿 are present here. We have solid and oral dose production and packaging. Companies like 𝐂𝐨 and 𝐉𝐸𝐿 are present in Malta. We have testing and batch release companies such as 𝐸𝐸𝐴. And we have the production of medical devices. Similar companies like Cardinal Health, Metalform and Microtech are present here. Besides, the industry also has ancillary activities, which includes specialized engineering and printing services, which are supporting this pharmaceutical, life sciences and life sciences industry. This industry won't be active if we did not have a long-established Malta Medicines Authority. It's basically the regulator of the industry, and it is a well-established and an active Malta authority in Malta. But what we pride ourselves with mainly is the employees that Malta can offer. The employees are not all Maltese. In fact, the last few years, a huge percentage of the new jobs created in Malta are all taken up by non-Maltese, European Union citizens and also third country nationals. Malta is open for employment from outside the country itself, and people normally like coming here and staying here as well. All the companies that are working and have been established in Malta for quite some time list their employees as one of the main factors why they keep being competitive in Malta. The employees are normally flexible and they are adaptable and ready for change. And I think anyone who is in business understands that such factors are critical when it comes to employees. We're pleased to say that even during the last few years, we have been attracting multi-million euro investments in this industry. And I mentioned just two companies which established themselves here in Malta very recently. That's Calyx Pharma and Torrent Pharma, and which fills us up, to be honest, with a lot of enthusiasm. And we believe that all this will, and we are working hard to create Malta to become the MedTech hub within the Mediterranean. And in fact, we are focusing on creating a healthy cluster in this industry, that is the pharmaceutical industry, and which includes also R&D and manufacturing companies such as Baxter, which have been long established here with their manufacturing arm. But they are now very active also in their R&D activity. We also have a very interesting startup program which we focus on. And amongst the startups that I'm proud to mention is a company called �W𝐞𝐝, which we've just approved, and they will hopefully start very soon operating from Malta, which is focusing on developing a robotic arm which will be used for spinal surgeries, which will make such surgery, such medical interventions safer and more accurate. But we also have companies that we support which are based on the software platforms for management of specific conditions, but also for the management of healthcare clinics themselves. In fact, in this area, we are in the area of clinical research. We are also attracting new businesses. We are also in the process of certifying 2 notified bodies, one from Turkey and one from Germany. So that will also add to our cluster. As you probably have heard before, even from my colleagues who have been very active in the last 2 days here in this networking event, in 2018, Malta enacted a law which allowed us to produce medical cannabis products in Malta. We have approved various companies, but 5 have started operations. 1 has actually launched their products on the local market, and another one has actually started exporting to Germany. And we are very enthusiastic to see the other 3 companies that are active to start actually now rolling out their products, but also various other companies that are in the process of starting up. So this is an industry which is we have been very active. We have an interesting legislation here in Malta, and hopefully we'll see this industry growing even further as we move forward. We are focusing on creating an ecosystem within the medical cannabis field, and it includes companies such as Spenexia, Materia, Zen Pharma, MGC Pharma, and A2W. Well, Christmas is around the corner, so I have to mention a bit our incentive schemes as well, which are quite interesting as well. We have a scheme which is called Invest, where basically we focus on giving mainly tax credits against investment in plant and machinery, and or the wage bill that companies actually spend in Malta. We have a research and development scheme which also gives tax credits but also cash grants to support in this important aspect of a business. And as I mentioned earlier, we have quite an interesting startup program which is complemented by Malta Enterprise and a lot of other accelerators which bring us startups, which very briefly can provide up to €1 million in terms of a grant, or what we call a repayable advance. So there is quite an interesting, and we have seen quite a lot of take up here in this area. Recently, we have also enacted legislation which provides for a startup residency program. It's a very interesting program whereby startups which have non-EU founders, their founders and their core employees can benefit, and their families can benefit from a residency program, which is, broadly speaking, a 3 + 5 year program. So a program which guarantees a residency in Malta, which is obviously then a residency within the European Union, up to 8 years, and can be renewed further. Well, I know you've had a lot of people talking to you and presenting, so I won't elaborate even more. Before I conclude, I would like to say that Malta is a country open for business. As you have seen during the last couple of days, Malta is not only Maltese, but it's a country which is open for people from all over the world. We welcome that. We want employees to come. We want businesses to come from all over the world. In fact, even the names of the companies I have been mentioning, they don't come just from one country. Normally, a small island economy would depend on one main country. But Malta, we are lucky to say our investment comes from across the world, whether it's from the Americas, Canada, America, whether it's from Asia, China, whether it's from Europe, Africa, the Middle East. So our investment is global. The employees that are in Malta are global as well. And of course, I mean, we have certain benefits like the weather, like being part of the European Union, our currency being the euro. Most of the Maltese speak at least English as a foreign language. So it is hopefully a country which makes you welcome. And of course, on behalf of Malta Enterprise and the Maltese government, I welcome you to come to Malta, look at what we can offer. My team here is on a stand just at the entrance of this building. So do speak to them, and they will elaborate more on how we will welcome your business here, how we welcome you as startups, how we can also encourage you to find employment here in Malta and contribute to our economy and to, of course, your own business and yourselves well-being and growth. Thank you very much, and welcome again.